Cool, and we are live. Fix my hat a little bit. See, this is the thing about wearing glasses. It's just kind of weird because I have to lean in closer to see, so I can't really see. But if I put my glasses on, then it just kind of like you can see all the light, all the screen. You know, it's terrible. All right. Well, without further ado, let's get into the introduction. Hello, I am Mel the Scientist, and welcome to our live stream recap and discussion for episode 4 of Chainsaw Man. This episode was wild. um, and I'd say about the ugliest devil yet has appeared. So what we had so far, the out of all the devils we had so far, we had the I remember the sea cucumber devil, um, this leech devil, the bat devil. What was episode 1? Were they? Oh, the zombie devil. That's right, the zombie devil. Oh, you know what? That's the worst still. Even with the one from this episode, yeah, that zombie devil from episode 1 was not cool. Um, but yep. Before we get into the live stream, before we get into the episode recap and discussion, first things first, make sure you hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. I also have a merch item. I'm going to be displaying this respective live stream. I also filmed like a mini commercial for the bracelet. I use like iMovie. I don't know if anyone uses that anymore, but I did, and I should start using it in all my videos. But yeah, I'll probably start. You know what? Yeah, I actually am going to do this. And on my live streams, I'm going to cue my commercial. That's what I'm going to do. But for now, I'll just be advertising it. This is the MTS bracelet. You can find it on mellowsjewelrybox.com. That's my small jewelry business. I love to make jewelry as a hobby. And I wanted to be able to have at least one type of merch item, and this is handmade by me, just like everything else on mellowsjewelrybox.com. You can check it out. It's made of sodalite, which is a gemstone. It has different properties, healing properties, mental and physical, psychological. So you can go ahead and check that out. Just about everything on my site is yeah, I say like half and half. So I have an original collection. I also have a gemstone and birthstone collection. I have like 5 birthstones that I'm working with. I want to be able to get all 12, but I don't see myself being able to get my hands on diamonds anytime soon. Which is funny because I work at the location that I work at. They actually do research with diamonds, so it's actually kind of funny to be around them and yet not be able to have access to them. But it's all right. We'll get there soon. Yes. Anything else I had to get out the way? Nope. Oh, that's right. So I'm gonna start cueing my intro, and then we'll get into the live stream. I just kind of want to see how this works. So all right, let's cue the intro. Okay, and we can now start the Chainsaw Man episode 4 discussion. I'm also going to be talking about my experience last Sunday with Halloween. It was the best Halloween I've had in ages. I enjoyed it so much. And you can, guess what character that I went as. If you know the reference, then you know the reference, but I'll still talk about it later. And let's get into the first slide. Yeah, this episode was something else. But yeah, it started with power. We kind of see like a little flashback of her just kind of being her blood devil self, really, just walking around with no clothes on, just eating birds and cows and stuff like that. And she has that cat with her. Um, and it's kind of the she's kind of like thinking about how the bad devil was, making her have to go and find a human for the cat, and she's just kind of like trying to figure out why she's even doing this. As a blood devil, she shouldn't even really be having this kind of relationship with another creature, like with a warm-blooded creature like that. So she's just kind of wondering why she's even putting herself in this predicament, and why she's choosing to do something like this. Um, which is pretty interesting, and hopefully we'll get more of uh, her psychology later throughout the show. And I also have the manga, so I'll be reading that too. But she wakes up and finds that she and the cat, well, they were inside of that devil, but it exploded because Denji took care of the situation. And she's like, okay, what happened? Um, and he was just like, he just pointed at her chest. He was just like, I was like, goodness gracious, this boy needs some manners. He is so primal. But she was like, you can go on ahead and you can do what I promised you could do if you were able to defeat the bad devil. And so while he's in the middle of celebrating, this dude literally gets his hand chopped off. I'm not even gonna lie, that was actually really surprising. I was like, oh snap. And it turns out that apparently the Bat Devil got himself a mistress, and that is the disgusting leech devil. And I didn't know. I'm so glad someone said what kind of devil it was, because I was trying to figure out what in the world it was, because leeches don't look like that. But I guess you know what? Now that I think about it, looking at her legs, and they all kind of look the same. They look the same as the head with the hair on it, which is what? Now that I think about it, why on earth does she have hair on her head? I never questioned this before because she ain't even got eyes. She doesn't even have eyes. She just has hair and a mouth and teeth and everything, and a whole bunch of others, um, and all her legs slash arms that look the same. Yeah, disgusting. But she takes his arm off, and she was like, you murdered my boyfriend, like we were going to take over the world and stuff. And his face when he when she takes his arm, okay, so this episode has so many weird slash funny faces. I'm pretty sure I have pictures of all of them because it was so funny. So that face he made, he was like, I know you did not just take my arm off. Like, like he cannot. I mean, honestly, his face was my face. I was like, what is going on here on this day? And also Power's face is like, what is going on? But um, yeah, I thought it was hilarious because he's kind of in shock, but he's also like, what in the world? And I thought it was so funny, so I had to capture his face because that's gonna be the first of many that he makes throughout this episode, and he's not the only one. So, he pulls out the chainsaw, but he finds it can only stretch out about, like, I'd say that looks like 4 inches, um, and that's unfortunate. But it also makes sense because now we find out that he can't, even if he can pull out the chainsaw, it depends on how much energy, how much blood he has, whether he's able to have a full out chainsaw or one that's the size of his dog, Pochita. Um, so that was interesting. Um, I still feel really bad that it has to come out of his head like that, because now his face is whole. Because that blood around his face looked like a mask the entire time, and it actually kind of looked cool, to be honest. Um, but the blood around his face, and I was just like, how is he supposed to function with all that blood running down his face? Like, normally in real life, that blood would be like in his eyes. Even though, because it's anime, so you just gotta roll with the punches. But like, yeah, he's doing what he has to do. But in real life, I'm just trying to remove all this blood from out my face while I'm trying to fight. There's only so much you could do. And she is like, "Oh, you know what? You're actually kind of cute. I guess I'll let you live." And he was like, "Okay, that's fine. That's all fine and dandy, but what about Power and the cat?" And she was like, they die." And he was like, "God dang. Well, I guess I gotta kill you." um, yeah. She has no eyes, just a whole mouth and hair. Like, what? How do you have hair and don't have eyes and lips? It's whatever. But hey, in a society like this, in a world like this, where you can make a devil out of any creature on this earth, apparently, but whether it be like living or non-living, um, there's no point in asking questions. But yeah, I thought it was funny. She was like, "Yeah, you're actually pretty cute, even though you killed my boyfriend." And I was like, "Girl, please." And yeah, just disgusting, all of it. Their fight was wild. And it took like half the episode. I was wondering how long this fight was gonna be. I was like, is this gonna be a whole full episode of them fighting? I guess I would have known that if I read this chapter. But I try not to because I just want to kind of experience the anime and then just kind of give it a read afterwards. Um, but yeah, the fight. Oh, you know what? Also, I wanted to mention the lady who voices the Leech Devil. I don't know. I can always confirm this later on, but I feel like the lady who voices her was also the voice of Zoe Hanji from Attack on Titan, and I should know. But that voice sounded just like I thought of her immediately once I heard the voice. It sounded just like her. Because I've actually guessed right before, because I've heard a voice that I thought was really familiar, and it was also an Attack on Titan voice actor. But I was watching One Punch Man when I was first watching it, and the episode where we first meet Speed of Sound Sonic, I heard the voice, and I was like, that voice seems so familiar. And I was like, I feel like I know who this is. And I was like, is that the voice of Aaron? And because I knew the name of the voice actor, so I checked because I was watching it on Netflix, and I looked at the names of like the top three names that they always mention on the Netflix homepage, and and I saw that it was the same name as the voice actor for Aaron. I was like, oh snap! I actually love him as Speed of Sound Sonic. Is like he has this whole different persona with the character. I love it, but you still recognize his voice. I cannot wait for One Punch Man to continue. Oh, I can't wait for season 3. I've watched I've watched One Punch Man season 1 and 2 twice now, and I need season 3 to kind of hurry up. I don't try to rush animators because they do a lot of work, and I could not even dare to try and do what they do. But it would be really great if they picked up the pace and gave us season 3. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that I swear that that's her voice. Um, I could be wrong, but I've been right before, so I don't know. We'll see. I'll look it up later. And yeah, he okay. So they have this conversation where because the Leech Devil was like, "Oh, me and the Bat Devil, we have plans to just kind of like rule humanity and stuff. It kill humanity or rule humanity, one of those things." And he was talking about his dream, and she was like, "Oh, that's stupid." And he was like, "Not you two. I don't need people judging me on my dream, and y'all aren't better than me because of it." So he was like, "Let's have a dream battle, and if either one of us defeats the other, that means that our dream was, I guess, more worth it. More important, more worth fighting for type situation." So he just goes crazy. Like one eye is almost coming out, the other one, he just makes this crazy face. Now I know he's going through the whole shock of losing like his hand and all the adrenaline of like he's pretty much losing all his blood still, but he's still going on whatever adrenaline ATP molecules he has left in his body. um, so I understand that, but that was like the second of the crazy faces that he made, and I thought it was funny. Okay, so I put this here because I could have sworn, doesn't that look like she pierced him? Like, didn't she pierce him in the middle? Because I swear, when I talk about what comes up next, and he got back up from it, he didn't have a hole in his body. So I was like, I don't like, did she pierce the middle of his body, or like she just holding him some sort of way? Because the blood is coming from his middle. So I'm like, okay, well, she definitely pierced him in the middle, but maybe he regenerated pretty much after it happened. Because something else, he does have he does get his hand back attached to his body later, but I didn't know it worked so immediately. But I don't know if anyone saw that or mentioned that, but I had to know, like, did she actually pierce him, and did he just recovered too quickly? Um, so yeah, I don't know, one of those. But I'd say this was like definitely the MVP moment of the episode, because while she's about to, because he definitely lost, but it makes sense because he's low on energy. He ain't got pretty much no blood anymore. Um, and she's just all around bigger than he was. I don't know why my voice cracks like this. I am usually very soft spoken, so it's hard for me to talk a lot and have to talk like, I don't know, um at a more high pitched voice. But I don't know, I'll figure it out. Um, yeah. So the leech devil gets eaten by the fox devil, right? Yeah, fox devil, and it has like three eyes, and it was like huge. Like Hayakama made like the, I guess, a symbol to call the fox or whatever it was, and it just springs up out the ground. Like, it doesn't even have a body. It's just a huge head, and it just comes and just gets the leech devil, just like grabs it, puts it in his mouth, just eats it. Um, and as you saw, like, the leech devil's head was like so small in comparison to that fox devil. But yeah, Division 4 saves the day, led by Hayakama, and Denji gets a blood infusion to reattach his arm. Uh, so apparently he has a bit more devil in him than he thought. Um, because all devils, really just need a blood infusion to get their limbs back together. But we did see that in the first episode when he died, and his limbs were coming back because they were there. But Hayakama had to find his arm first, so they don't. I guess they don't regrow if you can't, or they can't reattach if you don't actually have the body part. So I think that's the case with devils, or just Denji. I don't know. It's either one of those. But he gets his hand back and his wrist, um, through a blood infusion. That was all that was really needed. And he goes over the whole situation. He's like, I know that Power took you to that house to fight the Bat Devil, and that she definitely tried to kill you. And Denji is still kind of sticking up for her, like covering for her. And he's like, why are you still doing this? I really don't get it. But he's like, you know what? I won't say anything about this, but you just need to do what I say from now on. Um, and yeah, and Denji's like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'll do what I need to do, and it's all good. Oh yeah, that's right. They do like this montage. Well, Hayakama is thinking about when he was, I guess, interviewing the some of the civilians during the that were there during the fight with the Bat Devil in the previous episode, and this guy cracked me up because uh, I guess Hayakama interviewed this dude and a child, and she was like, "Oh, I want to meet the Chainsaw Devil. He saved my life." And then there was another lady who was like, "Oh, I thought he was trying to kill me, but he was actually like protecting me, so I'm really grateful." And then this dude was like, "Man, he tried to." He picked up my car and threw me out. He said he didn't care about my life. F him. And I was like, thank you for that attention to detail, because that definitely happened, and I'm glad we didn't just throw that over to the side, because he definitely was like, I don't care about this this man. He just threw him out the car, because it was in the previous episode when his chainsaws retracted, and because the Bat Devil threw the car to him, and he just kind of like yanked the dude out of the car, and the dude fell out. So I was wondering what happened to him, low key. So I'm glad they mentioned him. I thought that was great attention to detail. Oh yeah, that's right. Um, Denji was like, "I see that you use the Fox Devil. So you like want to explain that whole situation? I thought you didn't want to work with them." And he mentioned that he formed a contract with the Fox Devil, and the Fox Devil gets some blood from him every now and then, like sometimes a bit of skin. Uh, but he utilizes the Fox Devil to pretty much get work done. Honestly, that's a good contract. That's a good devil to work with. Just a gigantic head that can swallow up anything. That was uh, great. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of that devil in the future. But they take this time to do like it was like a good 5 minutes. Yeah, I want to say it was like a good 5 minutes of Hayakama in his apartment, just like his whole morning routine, like him getting up out of bed, brushing his teeth, going out to like out on his like little porch patio to read the paper and smoke and stuff. And um he was like cooking for Denji and stuff like that. I was wondering why they focused on that, but it makes sense when we talk about what happens afterwards because they didn't like have any music. Like they almost everything was pretty much done in real time. And there was no music. It was all just quiet. And I was like, where are they going with this? And unfortunately, it's because Makima sent power to live with Hayakama and Denji. So that's unfortunate. And uh, poor Hayakama, this whole episode, especially this ending part, is so funny because the face that he makes when he calls Makima, he's just like, "Why have you done this, ma'am?" And he's trying to be as polite as possible, and respectful, but like he is just so like distraught at this whole situation. He's just like, "Why have you sent these psychos to live with me?" He literally said psychos. And she was like, "I trust you with them, or like you're the only one that I trust to kind of keep power together." And it's just kind of inconvenient for her to be living at their headquarters and stuff. Um, and she was like, "Yeah, it'd be great if you did that." And he's just like, "Oh, okay, I guess." He's just sad the whole time. I was like, don't do him like that. That is not fair." um, oh yeah, and I thought this was funny. Why they even mentioned this with when they were eating, Power like just kind of threw some food at the wall just during a little hissy fit, and Denji caught the carrot that came out. He was like, "Show respect to the farmers who grew the veggies." I was like, "What? Okay, interesting." I never heard anyone say that. Like, I agree, definitely show them respect for cultivating the vegetables. But who says that? It's like most of all Denji. Like, that was weird that that was even something he said. But he's just pissed the whole time anyway, so it makes sense. He'll say anything uh at this point. But I thought that was funny. I was like, okay, I agree with what you said, but who said no one says that? Okay, yeah, I was like, no, ma'am, that is just trifling. That is absolutely trifling. I don't care if you are a fiend. I forgot she was a fiend. I don't care if you are a fiend, a devil, or a human being. This is a no. You do not do that. Like, why did she do that anyway? Because she was saying I prefer to only occasionally flush my poop. And she put all that toilet paper in there. I'm just like, what are you trying to do? Like, I think my connection was a little bit unstable, which doesn't make any sense because there are 4 full bars on my computer, so I don't know why this is deciding to try and act up on me. But anyway, we move. Yeah, I was like, girl, what was the point of this? That doesn't make any sense at all. Why you would waste all that toilet paper? Like, what was the? I still don't get it. All I know is I was trifling. That's no, we're not doing that. I was like, no, ma'am. And their faces, they were like, oh no. That's the first time Hayakama made a face like that. But it's really Denji's face in the back that is just too funny because Hayakama, because he knows he has to deal with the situation, but Denji's like, I'll be damned if I have to live through this. And he's just like, oh, clean your mess up, you stink. He was pissed the whole time. His face. Yeah, there were so many funny faces this episode. I just had to make a mention of all of them. It was so funny. And yeah, I don't know why Denji was the one uh be responsible for cleaning this mess up because he didn't make the mess. So why does he have to clean it? Like, I don't get it. Make her behind clean that up. I don't care if she's a fiend or not, or if she has a temper tantrum or not. She's gonna clean that mess up. Now I know that's depending on the household you came from, and you have certain, standards or, ways of making people take responsibility for what they do. But I would be like, I know Denji's a teenager, but I'm not going to clean up someone's mess like that. I'm sorry. Whether if she doesn't know how to use the plunger, then teach her how to use the plunger because she's cleaning that mess up by herself. I'm sorry. That was trifling, and he shouldn't have to be the one to clean it up. Um, but I guess his mood changes because she comes into the bathroom and she's like, well, continuing our conversation from before, I said you can fondle my chest, and you now have the ability to do so. I'm sitting right here, so go on ahead and do it. And she tells him there are like three reasons why you let her do it. Like he saved the cat, he destroyed the bat devil, and I forget the third reason. But yeah, she tells him there were three reasons why he's earned the ability to do it. Um, so she sits on the toilet and she's just like, "Well, go ahead. Here they are. Proceed." And he makes this face because like the whole situation is just like, I guess everything's coming together, like his whole goal this whole time, what he's been able to do. And I guess it becomes a little overwhelming for him. And I'm just like, why? Like, this is what you've been trying to do this the entire time. Like, this is your chance. Go ahead and do it. But I don't know. We'll see. To be honest, I actually want to read this like right after. Probably, you know what? Let me read this afterwards because now I think about it, I was like, I want to see what happens afterwards because you've been trying to do this entire time. You literally killed the Bat Devil and the Leech Devil. They were all like your biggest foes so far. Oh wait, I keep forgetting the Zombie Devil. Um, but you tackled all these devils, huge, gigantic devils, in order to be at this point in time right now. So why the hesitation? And yeah, I guess we'll see next week what happens if they get interrupted or not. I feel like they might. Um, or he might be able to have actually done it. And he'll probably feel weird and be like, I probably don't want to do it. We'll see. I don't think that's likely, but I guess we'll see. And yeah, that wraps up the Chainsaw Man episode 4. This was pretty wild. Like I said, it was pretty funny, most of all because of the faces. Um, but yeah, that fight with the Leech Devil took like half the time anyway, so there wasn't much time left for anything else in the episode. Um, but yeah, that was pretty much it. So, oh yeah, that's right. Have y'all noticed that the ending song changes every single time? Like there are 4 episodes, and each time the ending song has been different. Like the opening song, which I do like. I always like listen through it because I like it. That doesn't change. That's the same. But every time the ending song in the episode just changes, and I'm like, who puts that much effort into having a different uh ending song an ending animation every single episode? So I gotta give it to them. I mean they, yeah, I'm if I'm making one opening song, one ending song, and that's gonna be it for the season. Unless they do it like, halfway through point, like an Attack on Titan or My Hero Academia and some other ones where they'll have a song for like a certain mood or a certain half of the show, or that season, and then when there's like a story shift or a mood shift, they'll change the song like midway through. Um, but they even changed it every single time, and there's been 4 episodes so far. Um, so yeah, I thought that was interesting why they change it every single episode. That's the first I've seen. It may exist in some other ones. I don't know. Let me know if there are some other ones that change every single episode. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting because I noticed it last week, but I wanted to see if it was different this week, and turned out it actually was. So, um, yes, I'm glad that they are spending, all that time and money on in animation, and they obviously care about this end product. So that's always good. Um, but yeah, that ends out the Chainsaw Man episode 4 review, recap, and discussion. But on another note, before I get into my Halloween last week, I've always been a fan of the Titan show, and they premiered, I want to say this week, season 4. Um, I want to say it came out a year. Season 3 was a year ago, about like a year, maybe a month, some months ago. And yeah, I'm excited to continue the storyline. Honestly, not even gonna cap. The reason why I keep watching it is because of Nightwing, or Dick Grayson. Like, he holds down the show for me. And I've seen him in other stuff before this, so I already knew who he was. He was the only one that I did know anyway. So when I found out when they did Titans that he was gonna be Robin at the time, I was like, yes, I'm watching this. I'm supporting this. Although it did feel like I think the quality of the show has gotten better over time. Not extremely better, but it gets better. But the first season, like, I feel like they spent all the budget on making him, and I mean by him, I mean like Brenton Thwaites, the dude who it was like Robin. Okay, connection was a little unstable there. Um, I feel like they spent all of their budget pretty much on making him look good because everyone else looked bad. I remember those promo pictures when they first came out. I was like, ew, not my Teen Titans. This will still never beat actual Teen Titans, just so we're clear. Um, but I've still been watching it because I love the first Robin. I love Dick Grayson. I love Nightwing. Um, the dude who plays Beast Boy though, he's fine though. I like him. Um, and I still kind of wish Raven was a little different, but she's become less annoying over the seasons. So I guess that's a positive. But I watch it pretty much just to see the storyline and because I love Teen Titans. I didn't get to read any comics, unlike my brother and father and everything. Didn't get to live that life, unfortunately. But um, I've always loved Teen Titans. I grew up watching the show, and still seeing a live action version is really cool. So that's why I pretty much tune in. So I'll be watching every episode. Um, but yeah, getting into the final part of live stream, which is my Halloween experience, which was absolutely amazing. I had so much fun. Um, as you can guess, I went as uh, My Hero Academia Class 1A Shadow Todoroki, and it was so much fun. I love the outfit. I had the outfit like hanging up on my door frame or my doorway like for weeks. I could not wait to wear it, and I had a great time. And then I also had these um white and red gloves, like, and arm warmers, because over here up here in DC it was like 50 something degrees, and I didn't want to be cold, but I didn't want to wear a coat over my outfit because that just defeats the purpose. So I wore like these white arm warmers on the right side where he's ice. And then I wore red arm warmers and gloves on the left side where he has fire. And it was so fun. Like, so many people recognized my outfit, and especially the workers. My father and I went with my father, and we went to King's Dominion. I'm not sure if you're aware of that amusement park. If you're from the DMV, then you've definitely been there once. Um, but I don't know if they have. Do they have other locations? Hold on, I'm about to check my monitor. Um, does King's Dominion have other locations? 'Cause I know Six Flags does, but I don't know about King. Oh nope, it's the only one. Okay, so that makes sense because I asked someone who wasn't from this region if they knew about King's Dominion, and they said no. That's interesting because Kings Dominion is just as popular as Six Flags in this region, but Six Flags has multiple locations. So Kings Dominion was in Richmond, I think Richmond, Virginia, but in Virginia, like a good hour away from here in DC. And the Six Flags is in Maryland, so it's up north, and Kings Dominion is like further south. But yeah, it was fun. It's a great amusement park, actually. If you're coming here, you should, and you want to visit an amusement park that's not Six Flags, I would check out Kings Dominion. Their sponsor definitely changed though, because I haven't been in like 10 plus years. And when I was little, their sponsor used to be, I think, used to be Nickelodeon, because they had Dora the Explorer, SpongeBob, uh, Mystery Incorporated. Um, what else? Because I know, so for Six Flags, their sponsor is Looney Tunes, but for Kings of Me, I thought that was always, I thought like that was their identity, was like the Nickelodeon characters and the Scooby Doo and Dora the Explorer and stuff like that. But apparently the sponsor changed to Peanuts, so I think Peanuts owns owns the park or is in partnership with the park. So I had no idea sponsors could even change like that. But it's a great amusement park. I recommend it. We did the Halloween haunt. So it was like at 7 o'clock. It was just a bunch of like, it was like a masquerade Halloween type thing. So, like dead masquerade people type thing, just walking around and available to scare and, get pictures with and stuff. And then we did the corn maze, and the workers in the corn maze were so funny because of my outfit, they were like, they kept just like screaming, well, not screaming, but like when they saw my outfit, they would be like, Todoroki. Or they would be like, how'd you get here? I'm just, because, like, he's Japanese. So I would just be like, oh, cool. Or someone was like, your outfit's really cool. I was like, thanks. You're supposed to be working though, but thanks. And then when we did the forest thing, one of them was like, your heroes can't save you now. I was like, awesome. It was so fun. Everyone recognized it. And then I had like regular people who were like, oh my God, Todoroki, hi. And yeah, I took some pictures, and while I was taking pictures, people were like, hey, Todoroki. So yeah, it was really fun. I had a great time. And my older siblings were supposed to go, but they weren't able to make it as per usual. But we didn't need them. We had fun. My father always kind of goes with me, and we kind of just ride together and do stuff. Um, yeah, it was super fun. I had a great time. And you'll be seeing this outfit again because I have an idea in mind for a video. And once I finish learning how to use my camera, because I bought uh, an actual like professional camera, and I'm learning how to use it because my iPhone is just, yeah. First of all, it doesn't have any space on it anymore, and second of all, I just don't want to use my iPhone anymore. It does have great mic quality though, so that's a shame. But I am learning how to actually use a DSLR, right? camera. Um, because I have so many other video ideas that I'm doing, and I'm going to need that camera to be able to provide the quality that I need for it as well. And yeah, because I'm very serious about this channel, and I want to be able to have great ideas that are executed as best as and well as possible. So I'm excited to learn how to use the camera and have better quality videos to be able to make for y'all. But yeah, I had such a great time. I love this outfit, which was way less expensive than the outfit I had previously, because this was the first time I got to do anything like this was my best Halloween, like even pre-pandemic. Um, because last time I went as a Slytherin student and no one recognized my outfit, and it was disturbing how they didn't even know anything related to Harry Potter. So I'm not even going to speak on that because that's just blasphemy. But I had such a great time. It was so fun. I love these pictures. I may even frame them, but you'll see this outfit again, because I have some other videos in store that I'm going to be doing related to My Hero Academia. Also going to be doing a Japanese snacks try for the first time video with my brother, who pretty much got me into anime and knows a heck of a lot more of it than I do. He's like a nerd's nerd. Um, and yeah, I pretty much got it from him, and we got it from our father. But yeah, this was fun. I had a great time, and I wanted to share my experience. It was really cool. And as an October baby, it just meant so much to me to be able to finally do Halloween right and have fun, wear a costume, have people get gas when they see your outfit. And yeah, it was really fun. I had a great time. I can't wait to do it again because we're definitely doing it again next year, and we'll see if there's another anime that I like and another character that I like. May dress up as that person, or I can finally get my Hisoka outfit together because I was going to go with either Hisoka or Kurapika, but when I started watching My Hero Academia, I was like, you know what? This is a great costume idea. I could have worn I could have worn Todoroki's, hero costume, but I think that would have been less recognizable than the actual UA gym uniform. And so that's why I kind of went with that option. But it was fun. And you can actually wear it again because my outfit is made of elastic, so it's not like polyester, so it's not like cheap material. And I paid a couple more dollars for it, but it was totally worth it because the quality was great. I was warm. I mean, I had layers on, but I was still like really good. When the sun went down and it was starting to get a little chilly, I didn't think. So it was fun. And I love that outfit. I'll be wearing it to work, to be honest. I work in a lab, but it's kind of just me in there. So it doesn't matter. It's not like the grown adult. It's not like the other scientists on the campus will even know what I'm talking about unless they watch anime as well. I wouldn't know because they don't interact with me for reasons. But yeah, that brings it to the end of the live stream. I had fun talking about this episode. I can't wait for next week. And as usual, I'll be prepping for that once I watch it. And I'll be here next week at 4, most likely. I'm trying to have guests to come on as well. My friends aren't able to make it, but I still try to reach out to them because my friend, she's been texting me about Chainsaw Man all the time, but because she's in nursing school right now, and she was telling me yesterday how she's just swamped with work, and they give her tests on Mondays at 8 a.m. and so she has to like study on the weekends. And I was just like, I mean, because we've been through that because we went to undergrad together. And the school we went to, Xavier, actually, this school, um yeah, they were just as hard, um just as harsh with workload and tests. So I definitely know that life a lot, and I can relate to that struggle. So Hopefully I can get some guests to come on and we can talk about it together so I'm not just talking to myself. Um, but yeah, in the meantime, thanks so much for watching, and check out my other videos on my channel. My Scientist Reacts. I have some gaming videos as well. Just really fun stuff. But I'll be prepping for even cooler ideas besides my Reacts channel. And yeah. So, yep, the connection is just like really unstable up for no reason at all. Cause I have 4 bars. Like I said, I don't know why it's acting up. But let me just get out of here before it just keeps doing it. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support and watching the replay. If you couldn't catch the live, um, I'm going to keep doing this pretty much at the same time unless I tell you otherwise. So this time isn't particularly set in stone. Um, so I'll still be working around trying to see what a good time is to do the live stream. But rest assured, it will be done every single week. And you can always come here and chat about the Chainsaw Man and whatever else I decide to talk about in the stream. So thanks a bunch for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself until then.